Welcome back to the channel, and welcome back to the Bristol channel. Over here on the English side this time, guys, we're in Minehead, as it says in the title, and it's blowing an absolute hoolie. You guys probably won't be able to tell because you're watching sat behind screen. But it's one of them days where you don't know if you need to wear sunglasses because of the bright sunshine, a big jacket because of the wind, or shorts because of the summer feeling. October the 5th, I think. Is it? Might be October a little bit later, 5th or 6th or 7th, but we're around about there somewhere. Drove down last night. Well, I didn't drive actually. Nige, my good friend Nige, which is fishing next to me just there, he drove. We've come down in his camper van, so I've come in style for a change, guys. I told Nige that I was going away, and he was like, oh, I'll come. We'll go in the camper van, split the cost, enjoy the fishing. So here we are, Minehead. Minehead is where we are. That wind is catching me there. I've read about this place over the years. I've read a lot about, obviously, the Bristol channel, Minehead and beyond. But for a change, I did message a friend and say, can you do us a favour, mate? Can you send me some pins on where to head? I won't give his name away just in case everybody bombards him with messages if this turns out to be a good session. What he done, he says, yeah, no problem, Tom. What I'll do is I'll send you a handful of marks. You know what you're doing, you can pick what you want, and I'll tell you what state of tide you should be on their marks, and the rest is up to you. So he done just that, and this is where I chose to be for the first day session. It's now coming up to 12 midday. Low water is 2:25. Regarding the mark, I was told to fish 2 hours down, so I'm fishing a bit earlier than should be, but I've just put a bait in short. I hope at the end of these boulders in a gully with a crab and rag cocktail to see if I can pick up a bass. I've also been told the ground's quite hit and miss out here, snaggy, so fishing with rotten bottoms, and hopefully, basically, we can catch some fish over this 4 days. The wind is doing exactly what it shouldn't be doing. Even the weatherman can't get it right these days. But anyway, guys, we're here. We're at the Bristol channel on the English side. Like I say, I used to read up about Minehead 25 years ago when I was just a little lad, and I used to say, I'm going to go there and catch them monster cod one day. I'm most probably 20 years too late, but I was too young back then, and I used to fish with my mum back then, and these were sort of the places were out of bounds, because this is a bit of an ankle breaker, this mark. So yeah, I'm most probably 20 years too late for that monster cod, but as in fishing, and as always, there's always a chance. There's always a chance, and it's that time of year here in the Bristol channel where that chance is, it could happen, and there will be a report of a big double figure fish in the next sort of coming 5 to 6 weeks. So I want to concentrate a little bit of time around here early in the year, as I have done. 1 for the blondes and 2 for the cod, mainly for the cod, and I've never caught a spotted ray, so that'd be cool. But we're here, we're fishing, we're in with a chance. Sorry it's a long intro. Welcome to Minehead, the Bristol channel. Keep tuned and let's see what happens throughout today's session. I'll show you a selection of the bait that I've got on this mark with me at the moment, and you guys, local guys and girls in the comments, maybe tell me if I got it wrong or right. So this is what I've got on the menu today. We've got some frozen peeler crabs, fresh ragworm, frozen wrap of blackleg, sand eels, squid, spider peelers, mackerel, prawns, mussel. Let's hope they're hungry. Let's hope they're hungry. Into my third cast now, and it's right round in that tide. It's absolutely right in that tide. Sorry about the audio, it's the wind, guys. It's blowing an absolute gale. So apologise about the audio there. Next bait to go out is a crab and black wrap. But so far, nothing happening. It is absolutely blowing a gale. Hard conditions. Tide up there. Woo, it's blowing. Well, it's frustratingly windy. Frustratingly windy. And the fish just don't seem to be there. We're right on low water, and I've just saved a blank. We'll have to get the pliers to take this off. Give me a second. We have a dogfish here in Minehead at the Bristol channel. Like I say, it's frustratingly windy. A right to left very strong wind that should be going over our heads. I have been concentrating more trying to pick up a codlin, fishing with crab baits and worm baits, and fished it all the way down. Like I say, we're right on low water now, and I've been fishing with codlin baits throughout, just hoping, praying. Nothing seems to have happened. Switched to a squid and sand little bait, first cast on a fish bait, and I got a dogfish. I've still got one on a crab and squid cocktail, and I've got one on a mackerel, half a mackerel. I was trying to think, then I couldn't remember what I put out. So I'll put this dogfish back, and hopefully we'll get a bit more action on the flood. Well, it's definitely a strange one. I thought the fishing would have been a little bit better, guys. Just baiting up here now with prawn. I've just put that doggy back, and I get quite a lot of people ask when they watch my channel, why do you leave Anglesey? Why do you leave Anglesey? And that's a really good question, really, because the fishing in Anglesey is pretty good. We have a lot of fish in Anglesey. We have a lot of species in Anglesey. But I sort of like the adventure. I like to learn new marks. I almost like to get it wrong a little bit, and then I like to walk away from somewhere and go, yeah, that's what I do different next time. Like if I come here again, I'd fish another 100 yards further down on arrival, because the ground looks a little bit not cleaner. It's still got broken ground over there, but there is a lot more sandy patches that I could reach with my casting abilities, because I'm not a big caster, especially in a side wind like this. So yeah, I like to leave Anglesey because of the unknown, and we don't get the likes of blonde rays. We do get a few spotted rays, but we don't really get a run of cod anymore. We never did have an amazing run of cod, but it's got worse and worse over the years, which it has across the country, but it's got really bad for us in Anglesey. I didn't get a single codlin off the island last year, or last winter should I say. So yeah, it's just more the unknown and the joy of it, really. But I do feel more pressured, even though there's no pressure. I know there's no pressure. I've known Nige for a long while, well, I've known him for years, to be fair, and I know there's no pressure, but I always feel more pressured when I've got somebody with me, to sort of try and deliver the goods, if that makes sense. And we've got loads of time left, but you know, it's hard, and I think that's one of the reasons why I do venture alone a lot, because if it doesn't work out, then it doesn't work out. But we're having a bit of banter, and hopefully, like I say, we will get fish. I'm still confident. It's the first tide in our 4 days on the road. Who knows where we'll end up? I've got some plans in mind. The wind's not easy or helping. It's a massive southwesterly or southerly, but this definitely has more west in it. No, it doesn't, sorry. It's a southerly and it's got more north in it, I would say. Trying to work out where I am now. Might have made a fool of myself there. But yeah, anyway, it's windier than I thought it'd be. And it's sort of making my head work harder for what we're going to do tomorrow. So I'm off a blank. Like I say, I am chucking more sort of codlin-y baits out there. Bass baits. And we have loads of bloody bass back home. Loads. But how cool would it be to catch a bass here? A big one. So yeah, I'll just keep doing what I'm doing, and hopefully we can bring you back, or I'll bring you back with some fish. But off a blank with a doggy. Not the most exciting fish in the world, but who cares? Where else could you be? Somewhere better maybe, eh? Somewhere better. Tell you what is quite strange, there's no other anglers. We've seen 2 anglers walk down, I don't know where they come from, over there earlier on, and they disappeared into the distance. I take it that they've gone to get a bit of shelter over there, just behind, it's like a spit that runs out, and I take it they've gone behind there to get out the wind. But yeah, it's quite strange that there's no anglers about. Does that mean I have got it completely wrong? I don't know. We'll keep going anyway. Well, eh? So, as you can see there, Nigel's got a huss. I've got a baby, Nigel's got a hound. I've got a baby huss. Both rods went at the same time. We were just having conversations saying that I wondered if it'd be a bit better at dark. And both our rods went at the same time. So, yeah. Hound for Nige and a huss for me. A little bit better than nothing, I suppose, eh?
Better than a blank, innit?
Better than a blank. Let's just hope we get some bigger fish. But yeah, Minehead's finally giving us a few fish, mate. So finally. He's returning both fish now, the hound and the huss, going back. So yeah, at least now we've had a fish. Well, I've had a doggy, I've lost the fish, and we've just had a fish eat. So the fish seems to be coming on the flood. Well, it feels that way anyway, that the fish are coming on the flood. Tide's screaming through now, as you can see on that rod that's still out. Tide's screaming through. I'll drop to 1 rod now. We're going to fish it most probably so it comes up the boulders a little bit and then move on. So there might be somebody screaming at the TV now going, "Don't leave yet, lads, you're leaving at the best time." But we're going to stick it out for another hour of the flood. I reckon we're about, low water was 2:30, it's now 20 to 4. So yeah, happy days. At least we're off the blank. We were off the blank with the doggy, but at least we're off the blank with something a little bit better. Right in the snout, another doggy, number 3 or 4 for me. Pain in the arse. Pain in the arse on the flood. This is the end. Hold your breath and count to 10. I've been told not to sing. Well, I don't know if you can see it in the screen, but out there's a charter boat, and it arrived the same time. So I've just said to Nigel, they must be catching fish, because all they've done is they've fished there, and then they moved up 50 yards on the flood. On the ebb, they were where they are now. I hope you can see them, but on the ebb, they were where they are now. And then when it started flooding, they moved up about 50 to 100 yards, and now it's flooded for a couple of hours. They've dropped back down to where they were on the ebb. So they're obviously fishing either side of a sandbank or a hole or something. But they haven't moved from that area, so that makes me think that there's fish there. And also makes me think that the same tide as we fished here today would fish better tonight in the darkness, which that'd be low water about 3:30 in the morning. But we are on last cast, and we are going to go and venture somewhere else and look for another mark for high water. So low water was 2:30, so it's been flooding a few hours. yeah, it's as you can see the water's, well, I think you can see the water's now coming up through these boulders, and it's coming in fast. It's the Bristol channel, and the tide here is absolutely unbelievable. It's completely different to what we have on Anglesey. It goes out a lot further, comes in a lot faster, so you've got to be really careful. And these boulders, as you may have seen me wiggling about a little bit, they move. It's definitely an ankle breaker. It's a fair walk from the car. It's not a bad walk, but it's a fair walk from the car. My thoughts on this venue? Yeah, I'd come again. I'd definitely come again in darkness hours. I wouldn't change really anything that I've done to what I've done today. Maybe abandon the cod baits a little bit sooner and gone to fish baits. But you got to be in it to win it. So guys, if you don't see me again, thank you for tuning in. I hope you've enjoyed this first part of this road trip here at Minehead, and who knows where we'll be next in the next video. So I hope to see you then, and if I don't see you then, take care, enjoy your fishing, and until next time guys, keep safe, keep fishing, keep chasing them dreams.